Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Today, we're going to be taking a look at a clip where a fat activist says that thin people need to stop fantasizing about harming fat people. I believe it's because somebody left a comment on her page saying, "Good luck with your shot knees." Apparently, those sort of comments are fantasizing about harming fat people, or something like that. Before we proceed, please click the like button so that I may apply comb to mustache. Anytime somebody has CW there, I know that it means content warning, but I always think of that channel, the CW.
Content warning, death and dying, ableism, and anti-fat bias.
Oh, it's about to go down.
We need to talk about how people use fantasizing about fat people dying as a way to cope.
Yeah, we do need to talk about that. Stop fantasizing about fat people dying as a way to cope. With what? I don't know. Apparently that helps you cope with something. Man, my life really sucks. But at least there are fat people dying somewhere, huh? I'm not sure how that would help you cope with anything, but let's listen.
Or self-soothe.
It also self-soothes you to fantasize about fat people dying. Okay, alright, well. I don't know who you think watches your videos, like Jeffrey Dahmer or something. Like, I'm just a regular guy. I don't wish any harm on any of you, dude. The way that you disagreed with me means you want me and everybody who looks somewhat like me to stop living, clearly.
Or build their own self-esteem. Recently, you may have seen a video where I responded to a comment saying, "Good luck with your shot knees by 40.
I did see and react to that video. Here's a link.
And regularly see comments.
Alright, let's see. This guy, Rennie, says, "Wow, you are on fleek with your reply. Not gonna lie, me too, Lemafau. But let's agree to disagree and see in 5 years when half the American population die from obesity." Right, he's responding to some wacky off-the-wall nonsense that you said. I recall in that video you saying some nonsense about genetics and societal factors contributing to your obesity, which is all bollocks.
Talking about how fat people aren't going to live past a certain age, which it always changes, by the way. It's either 30, 40, or 50.
No, it's 30. It doesn't change. It never goes up to 50.
Or something like this. In 5 years, when half the American population dies from obesity. Like, that is not even remotely true.
It's not even remotely true. So obesity is not a deadly disease. You heard it here first, folks. That takes care of that. We did it. We finally cured the obesity epidemic. Oh, you guys thought that half of the population was going to die from obesity soon? Nope. Nope. The proof? I don't need any proof. Shut up. No, they're just not. Within the past couple of years, the following fat activists have passed away. Jamie Lopez, Kat Paws, Adrian Bennett, Brittany from Sick and Tired of Waiting, Gina Krasley from My 600-Pound Life. I made a video on her that I couldn't get past copyright, so we'll have to see if I can redo that one. Aiden Oyahan, Catherine Oakson, Yazin Sengiz, Taylor Waffler69, Kelly Drinkwater, Jennifer Gwen Ann, Stein Grieve, Ann Zamberlin, and Sarah Harry, the author of Fat Yoga. All of those people passed away prematurely due to obesity. Oh, I forgot though, it's not even remotely true. That's the end of that.
And not even remotely a thing that's going to happen.
Okay, let's go back.
In 5 years, when half the American population dies from obesity. Like, that is not even remotely true. And not even remotely a thing that's going to happen.
According to the National Institutes of Health, obesity and overweight together are the second leading cause of preventable death in the United States, close behind tobacco use. An estimated 300,000 deaths per year are due to the obesity epidemic. Second most leading cause of preventable death, right behind tobacco use. Why are they saying preventable death? That's weird. I thought it was genetic and literally everybody else's fault but our own. But they're saying it's preventable, such as tobacco use is. That's weird. So losing weight is akin to putting down the cigarette. All right. Dude, who's coming up with these nonsense-ass statistics? Let me see. The National Institute of Health. Sound like a bunch of morons to me.
However, that is how a lot of people think to make themselves feel better.
It will make me feel better if I think that obese people are battling a deadly disease. So people are making up all the negative health ramifications about obesity just so they can feel better about themselves. What about all the people that I just listed that died recently? They didn't really die. That was just a conspiracy made up by Big Diet.
Whether it's to make themselves feel better about their own self-image.
So people are lying and saying that obesity is dangerous to make themselves feel better about their own self-image. Oh, bro, this is the dumbest load of drivel that I've ever heard.
To make them feel better about their own health?
Dude, God, this is so weird. Isn't this so bizarre? I've never seen this take before. Like, you guys are making up all the negative stuff about obesity to cope. Why would I need to cope if I'm just out here living a regular life? So from the perspective of an obese person, other people also have stuff that they need to cope with. They're like, I constantly need to do all these mental gymnastics to justify the way that I look, so I'm sure that everybody else does too. You're literally living in a world of fantasy delusions to make yourself feel better. Everybody's lying about every negative thing about obesity just so they can cope.
Or to make them feel superior to fat people.
So Life by Jen didn't pass away due to her crippling obesity? Okay. Sick and Tired of Waiting didn't release a video saying, I wasted my life, and now it's probably too late for me. She didn't release that video because I could have sworn I saw it. There's a whole video from that chick, Sick and Tired of Waiting, where she talks about her food addiction, and she says, I hope it's not too late for me this time. And then, unfortunately, it was too late for her this time. But none of that happened. Thin people made that all up to cope.
Who are just trying to live their damn lives. And again, it just proves that people truly do not care about the health of fat people.
When people say good luck with your shot knees by 40, yeah, that's a jerk comment, but it doesn't mean they're out to get you. What a stupid interpretation.
They just want to see fat people suffer and die.
No, I think it's because you say a bunch of ridiculous stuff like weight is genetic and there are societal factors that come into play. That's why people come on your page and disagree with you in a negative way. They're like, oh yeah, you think all that's true? Well, it's not. Good luck with your shot knees by 40. That bears little resemblance to somebody being like, hey, I wish you would stop living. That's a whole different type of comment, dude. People disagreeing with you and being a little rude to you is not akin to them wishing death upon you. It's a nice try, though. I love how you guys always try to play the victim. Imagine a self-righteous alcoholic. We need special lanes for drunk driving. These are too narrow. When I'm drunk driving, I get a little swervy. I need a double wide lane.
People have been convinced by the information pushed by the medical industry and the diet industry.
Dude, is it Big Diet again? Damn you, Big Diet! I knew it! They're always lurking around every corner, waiting to spring forth and try to make you lose weight.
That fat people are doomed to their fatness. That when we try to advocate for the actual health and well-being of fat people, it threatens the very foundation upon which they have built their moral values.
Yes, that's exactly what's going on here. When you stick up for the health of fat people, it threatens the very foundation of their moral values. What do you mean stick up for the health of fat people? And now we're about to get into morality again. They're always trying to say being unhealthy is not immoral. Nobody said it was, they just said it was unhealthy.
Because make no mistake, part of the reason as to why they do this is because they believe that fatness is immoral.
No, nobody believes that fatness is immoral. Does anybody accuse an alcoholic or a smoker of being immoral? No. People are just like, hey, Mark, you gotta get it together. Yeah, we're bringing Mark back. I'm not an alcoholic. Quit riding me, man. Shut up, Mark. We all know you have a problem. You're immoral. Yeah, nobody calls them immoral.
And being unhealthy is immoral.
Nobody ever said being unhealthy is immoral. They just said being unhealthy is unhealthy. If you can't fit in the seat and you can't walk up the flight of stairs, it's because of the stuff that you did to yourself.
And that is why fat people continue to be treated poorly by society. And that is a function of ableism, friends.
It is not only fat people that get crapped on by random people. If you have any sort of shortcomings and it's very public and obvious to see, then people who have their own issues will try to dunk on you to make themselves feel better. Unfortunately, that's human nature. You shouldn't mistake that for an attack on your morality, though.
That is ableism as well. Fatness and ableism are inherently intertwined.
No, they're not, because being fat is not a disability.
Unhealthy people are seen as a drain on our systems. And instead of focusing on building systems that will care for people if they do become unhealthy. Systems are built so that the unhealthy people continue to suffer.
Why are unhealthy people suffering? And what do you mean you're unhealthy if you're obese? What are you talking about? I thought it wasn't unhealthy and everybody was just trying to cope by making up all these lies about fat people. So fatness is not a disability and it's not unhealthy, but our current system leaves fat people to suffer because they are unhealthy. What? I am very confused.
Under this system.
Dude.
Look at the state of healthcare in the United States. If we wanted to, we could change things. We could absolutely say enough is enough and start to change things within our healthcare system.
How?
And if people really truly cared about the health of others, they would do that.
Do what? You just said change the system. How? Where? When? Why? This is typical of the people in this movement. Very short-sighted, very immature. They don't understand how anything works. They just want more.
Within our healthcare system.
Change things within our healthcare system.
And if people really truly cared about the health of others, they would do that.
Do what? Change the healthcare system? How? You literally said nothing.
But they don't. Because we have...
Dude, this person is as mature as an 8-year-old. And they have a very similar vocabulary. The way that they speak is like very childish.
Have been conditioned to believe that our health is solely 100% in our area of control.
Okay.
And the fact of the matter is, health is absolutely not 100% in our control.
Right, it's like 95% in your control, 5% genetic. Your weight is in your control though. Even if you were disabled, you could just eat less. I know that makes it sound easier than it is, but that's the physics of the situation. If you eat less, you will lose weight, even if you're in a wheelchair, and even if you never get up off of this couch.
In fact, we have direct control of approximately 36%.
36% of your health, that's all you're in control of. So 64% of your health, well over half, is outside of your control. Dude, and you talk about other people coping. So when other people say that being obese is not healthy, they're just coping. But when you say that 36% of your health is within your own control, that is not some kind of cope. Okay. Dude, that is such a laughably low number. Oh my God. New studies have just come out saying that you're only responsible for 5% of your health. Well, then you're not responsible for anything, right? I am just a plastic bag caught in an updraft in this world. I hope the wind pushes me in a favorable direction. That is such a stupid way to look at the world. I have no control. Like, even if it was true, that's a stupid way to look at the world. If I had 1% of control over my own life, I don't care, dude. In my mind, I have 99%, okay? Your way of coping is to say you have less control over your life than you do. My way of coping is to lie and say that I am in absolute control. We're two different people. Can you imagine not wanting to be in control of yourself?
Of our overall health.
This is the dumbest freaking pie chart I've ever seen. This is an insult to pie charts. Not only an insult to pie charts, but also to PowerPoint presentations. How dare you? This is not what Microsoft had in mind. All right, let's see what it says. 7% environment. 24% social circumstances. What does that mean? I wasn't nice enough to you today at the office, so you went and ate, and now it's my fault. It's a social circumstance. 22% genetics and biology. And biology, what does that mean? Some of it could be genetic, sure. Where you store the fat and your ability to build muscle and stuff, that's genetic. But what do you mean and biology? 11% medical care. 11% of how healthy I am is because of the medical care. 15% diet and exercise. That's it? That's all? I've only got control of 15% of my physique through diet and exercise. Okay, that's weird. It looks like they have diet and exercise lumped in with the other part of individual behaviors that doesn't have a label on it. So, either way, this is the dumbest, most copy graph that I've ever seen. Let's see, according to my calculations and this pie chart here, your health is whose responsibility? Ah, yes. Yours.
The rest are largely things that we do not have control over.
Right. It's weird. People that think that they don't have any control over their physique all seem to have a similar physique. People who say, actually, you're in control of your own life, all seem to have a different type of physique. I've never heard Jeff Cavaliere of Athlean X say that his physique was somebody else's fault. And he's got an amazing physique. I'm noticing a pattern here.
Same with weight. But people don't want
Yeah, keep hitting that copium pipe.
to sit down and think about that.
The irony of this whole video, dude. So when people come to your page and give fat people a hard time, they are coping. They hate fat people and wish them to stop living, and their negative comments are just their way of coping. But you presenting these pie charts that say that your own health is not your own fault is not any sort of cope at all.
Or learn about that, because then that would mean the state of their health is a lot more precarious than they probably would like it to be.
Except that it's not. Your pie chart is moronic.
They like to think, well, I do XYZ for my health, and so that should mean that I'm healthy.
What a bunch of fools. They think that doing healthy behaviors is going to result in health? Don't they know that health just comes from the health fairy or the health stork who flies over you and drops health down on you if you're lucky? There's literally nothing you can do to take care of yourself.
And fat people obviously don't do anything for them, so they should be unhealthy.
What? Dude, this is so bizarre.
And the fact that there can be fat people who have good markers of health.
I don't care about your blood, okay? Climb a rope. A good marker of health is being able to jog for 30 minutes straight. You don't have to be able to jog for 30 minutes straight to be in good shape, but that means that you are. It has nothing to do with your blood.
Really just messes with that. You're not better than anyone because you have good health right now.
All right, and you're not inferior because you lack the information about proper diet and exercise. It's okay to say I was wrong and now I'm going to change.
You're not better than anyone because you are thin right now.
What do you mean right now? Like it's all going to be taken away from me randomly. You still think that thinness is something that people just randomly have. I'm thin right now, but one day I will be morbidly obese randomly because that's how that works.
Things can change at the drop of a hat for you. And what are you going to do if that happens?
Adjust my diet and exercise accordingly so that I don't become obese. I have enough problems in my life. I don't need obesity on top of it all, dude.
Maybe, instead of fantasizing about all the ways something could go wrong for a fat person.
So when someone says good luck with your shot knees by 40, you think that they're fantasizing about a fat person getting hurt. That is the dumbest load of bollocks that I've ever heard. Hey, you know that smoking is bad for you. What? Dude, quit fantasizing about me dying. What? I just said that smoking was bad for you. What the fuck? That is such a bizarre response, bro. Oh my god, that was weird. Stop trying to assault me, bro. Get back. I'm not immoral. Are we even in the same conversation, bro? You're really going off the deep end, huh? Damn.
You could do things that would work to improve the state of our healthcare.
I could? How?
And vote for officials.
Vote for officials? Dude.
Who would work to improve the state of our healthcare.
Okay, so I need to vote for officials who would work to improve the state of our healthcare. How do you know I didn't? Huh? How do you know I didn't already do that? What a stupid and weird... What a weird-ass statement. Oh my god, what is this?
And I pray nothing bad ever happens to you.
I don't think you do. I think you pray that bad things do happen to all of the people who left an off comment.
But I don't have control of that. I think the question that you need to ask yourself is, do you?
That was a real dumpster fire. Oh my goodness. Started off talking about how people were fantasizing about harming fat people because of off comments that they made. Ended up talking about how we need to change the entire healthcare system to accommodate fat people and that the whole system is ableist and yada yada yada. Fat people are not dying from obesity. We are all making that up to cope. To cope with what? I don't know. All of the people that I mentioned that had passed did not really pass. That was just more disinformation by Big Diet. At it again. Happy Friday, everybody. I hope you have a great weekend. Please click the like button. 1 like equals 1 mustache coming. Anyway, that about does it. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one.